What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Fugazi MMA, and I'm back with the UFC 310 breakdown and predictions. I mean, let's just take a second to admire this card, man. Look, kind of a weak main event, right? Weak headliner, but the quality of the card is just out of this world, you know? You could say this is one of the most stacked cards in the year. Definitely top 3 for me. You got Rahmanov versus Gary, Gane versus Volkov, Mitchell versus, never mind, not this one, Landwehr versus Choi, Reyes versus Smith, Luque versus Gorimbo, Evloev versus Sterling, just low on the card. Randy Brown versus Bryan battle. You got the, crafty vets over here. Weidman versus Anders, Durden versus Van, Chiesa versus Griffin. I mean, this thing is just stacked, and we're going to start with the first fight. I'm going with Kennedy Nzechukwu because he's got more skill. He's not fat. He might be a little fat now. He's in heavyweight, but I just think he's got that dud to get it done. I'm going for him by first round knockout. Moving on, Chase Hooper versus Guida. Guida's old, man. He's so old. And Hooper looks to be slowly putting it together, especially at 155. So we're going for Hooper by some sort of ground finish. I'm thinking it could be like a ground and pound or submission, all right, in the second round. Moving on, Chiesa versus Griffin. I'm actually going to go with Chiesa here, even though Chiesa's also old. Why is there so many old people on this card, man? Why isn't Stipe on this card? Chiesa knows how to wrestle. Griffin, not really. That's why I'm going by Chiesa by decision. I think that's a kind of an underrated pick right now. Moving on, Durden versus Van. This is that flyweight. I'm going to go with Van. I think he can get it done with his volume. I think he's a great striker. He's got very crisp boxing, and I think he can just do just enough, ward off some of Durden's takedowns, and get that W through the distance, and especially through 3 rounds. That third round going to be tricky for Durden. All right, moving on. Weidman versus Anders. Eesh. I hope Anders brought his goggles because he's going to need them. Yeah, man, I think... Honestly, I don't care about this fight. It's kind of a dookie fight. But... I think I'm going to go Weidman here. Bigger guy, well-rounded, and Anders is just kind of like, he's not that good. He's, you know what I mean? What do you pick Anders with? Like, what do you think he's going to be able to do out there? Weidman is going to use the eye pokes, mix it all together with the striking, with the, maybe hold him against the fence a little bit, and just do enough to get that decision. I think Chris Weidman will be able to get it done here. Moving on to the prelims. Randy Brown versus Bryan battle. I'm going with the favorite Bryan battle here. I just think he's kind of on a streak right now. The way he approaches fighting is very, very convincing for me. I like the way he tries to break opponents, and I think he'll be able to get that game plan off versus Randy Brown. He just fought Kevin fucking whatever the fuck his name is in France, and he's kind of the same style of a fighter as Randy Brown. Lanky, tries to keep it clean, keep it technical on the outside, and I think Battle should be able to do the same thing. Crowd Brown, be patient, ward him toward the cage, and just land good punches there. I think Brown is going to be, taller. He's going to be with more reach, and I think I don't think Bryan battle will be able to finish him. We're gonna go Bryan battle by decision here. 2 rounds to 1. Maybe have a tricky first round, but then slowly get the timing, get the reads, and push Brown towards the fence and do what he needs to do. Moving on. This is honestly the most technical fight on the card, man. Evloev versus Sterling. Former champ versus undefeated. Evloev looking like a poetry student over here with this haircut. But I think you just got to go Evloev, man. I think he's got decent striking. And you just can't bet against these Dagestanis. But if anybody's gonna ruin that Dagestani party, it's gonna be Sterling. I think Sterling is pretty underrated, kind of being overlooked in this matchup. But I just don't see him being able to contest Evloev on the feet. I just don't see it. But yeah, Evloev by decision. Actually, let's go Evloev by third round TKO. I can totally see that happening, where he kind of wears down Sterling, hurts him on the feet, and ground and pound and finishes him on the ground. Moving on, Luque versus Gorimbo. You got to go with Gorimbo, man. Obviously, Luque is still Luque, but he's also not Luque anymore. He looks scared in that last fight against Buckley. And I just think Gorimbo's going to be able to mix it up. Luque doesn't do well against these wrestling, well-rounded type of fighters. And yeah, I just think Gorimbo's going to be able to make it look good, make it look clean, take him down when he needs to, and put that damage on him on the feet. So Gorimbo by decision. Moving on, Dominick Reyes versus Smith. Come on, man. Got to go with Dominick Reyes. I just think Smith is not good. I just don't think he's good. I saw on the UFC Instagram that they call him Lionheart for a reason. What reason? There's no reason to call him Lionheart. Obviously, he's a grizzled vet. He's a guy who's been through it all, seen everything. But he's going to see that moving backward, shifting backward, left hand, and he's going to get smoked by it. I'm going Reyes by... Going by second round finish. Second round knockout. That famous, his best combo, that fade back left hand. But yeah, moving on to the main card. Landwehr versus Choi. I don't know why the odds are so close. I think this is an easy Nate win here. I just feel like he's going to be able to... He's just in his prime. They are kind of the same type of fighter. Landwehr's he's just got a little more in the tank right now. A little more momentum. And I think he's going to be able to break through Choi in a banger. This is why they're on the main card. This fight deserves to be on the main card. And I love to see it. Moving on, man. I don't even want to talk about this fight, to be honest. Bryce Mitchell by decision. Moving on. Ciryl Gane versus Alexander Volkov. I'm so tempted to pick Volkov. He's been looking a little better. Looks like he's been putting it together. But you got to go with Gane, man. You got to go with that middleweight footwork. I just think he's going to be able to dance around Volkov a little bit. Pepper him with the teep, with the jab. And just do enough. Outstrike him. Couple strikes per round. And get that decision. Ciryl Gane by decision here is what I'm going for. Moving on. Rakhmonov versus Gary. Now, I think this is their second best fight on the card. I'm very tempted to go Ian Gary because I think it'll be kind of funny if he wins. But you got to go with Shavkat, man. It's Shavkat. Just look at him. Just fucking look at him, all right? He's got aura seeping through the screen, all right? He's putting it all over me, okay? I just think Shavkat's going to be able to do more damage. He's going to work the body more with more intent. Gary's going to be poking at Shavkat. And Shavkat is going to be looking to hurt him. And I feel like one of these shots he'll land, he's going to be able to shift momentum in his favor and just change the demeanor of the fight. I think early on it's going to be a little tricky for him as Gary is going to look to impose his game plan when they're at range. Gary's going to be able to throw that low kick, throw that jab, throw that 1-2, throw that teep. Just everything that he does to keep people away. But I think as the rounds go on, Shavkat is going to start finding the shots, start closing the distance, start really putting in some mean body shots and head shots to where Gary is going to, he's going to be a little more wary. He's going to start backing up to the fence. And that's when Shavkat is going to take over. I don't see Gary getting finished, though. I think he's kind of more tough than we let on. All right. Maybe that vegan diet will fail him. All right. But I'm going Shavkat Rakhmonov by decision. Yeah, man, just real impressive, and I'm really excited for this fight. Moving on to the main event, Alexandre Pantoja versus Kai Asakura. Apparently, this is his professional debut. I don't think maybe, I don't see why Pantoja would lose to a guy making his pro debut. But yeah, I think Pantoja worked so hard for this, and I just don't see how he would lose. Asakura got that finishing ability, though. He could go in there and outdog Pantoja. He is the bigger guy. He's got the longer range, but I just think this stage is going to be a little too big for him. And Pantoja is just going to be able to get that back, get that submission. Go ahead, Pantoja, second round submission. But yeah, man, that's my full card breakdown and prediction for UFC 310. Haven't done one of these in a while, man. And yeah, catch you guys later. Peace out.